the cameras flashed, the crowd froze. And just like that, Hollywood had, a brand new obsession.
A completely massive obsession.
Exactly. So I want you to put yourself in this scene. It is April 18th, 2026.
Okay, painting the picture.
You are standing inside the massive State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Thousands of screaming fans around you are, holding up those glowing phone screens.
Just illuminating the dark.
Yeah, and the heavy bass is already vibrating through the floorboards, settling right into your chest.
Oh, I know that exact feeling.
Right. But backstage, this multi-million-dollar production has hit a solid brick wall.
A complete standstill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the queen of the night is absolutely refusing to leave her dressing room.
Wow.
So to understand how a massive, finely tuned production comes to a complete screeching halt over a backstage dispute, you are listening to Starscope Report,
where we uncover the real stories behind Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to the most explosive social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today's deep dive is centered around a really massive headline.
Oh, it was everywhere.
Right. The headline is, "Why Cardi B refused to go on stage."
It's just such a wild story.
It really is. And we are pulling from a diverse stack of sources today to figure this out.
Where are we looking?
Well, we've got Bossip, All Hip Hop, The Mirror US, and Sportskeeda, all to kind of piece together this explosive finale of her Little Miss Drama tour.
So we're looking past just the sensational tweets.
Exactly. Our mission here is to figure out the underlying mechanics of modern celebrity culture. We were examining what happens when an unstoppable superstar collides with, the immovable reality of backstage politics.
And the shifting power dynamics of live entertainment.
Exactly.
Because, the internet had just spent the previous 48 hours completely ripping apart her work ethic down in Florida.
But it was brutal.
So Cardi walked into the Atlanta venue with zero tolerance for disrespect. Her armor was already...
Which totally explains why a seemingly minor backstage scuffle escalated into a nuclear threat.
Right. But to really grasp the friction in that Atlanta hallway, we have to look at the immense, almost suffocating pressure she was already under.
It was a literal pressure cooker.
So let's talk about the background logistics of this tour, because I think that's essential to understanding the psychological state of everyone involved.
Yeah, we are looking at the unprecedented scale of the Little Miss Drama tour.
Built to support her sophomore album, Am I the Drama?
Right. It launched in February 2026 and quickly became an absolute juggernaut.
A total monster.
Yeah, this production grossed $45.8 million.
Wait, $45.8 million?
Yes, across 35 shows, making it the highest-grossing debut arena tour by a female artist in history.
Oh, wow.
So when we say tour, we really need to redefine what that word means at this level.
This isn't like a band in a van driving between dive bars.
Not at all. When a massive tour rolls into a city, it is essentially a traveling Fortune 500 company.
Yeah, you have dozens of semi-trucks, hundreds of full-time employees.
Catering, rigging, lighting, security.
It operates with military precision.
Exactly. And when you operate at that massive scale, well, the higher the climb, the steeper the drop when the schedule slips.
Which brings us to the Florida incident. We have to contrast that incredible financial and logistical success with the events of April 14th.
Right. Down in Sunrise, Florida, at the Amerit Bank Arena.
Yeah, so fans were packed into the building. They had paid hundreds of dollars for tickets, plus, parking, plus merchandise.
It's an expensive night out.
Super expensive. And the concert was supposed to start at 7:30 p.m., but the clock kept ticking, and the stage just remained empty.
And the modern concert experience is entirely unforgiving.
Because everyone has a camera.
Right. It is documented and broadcast by the audience in real time.
Yeah.
10 years ago, a delayed crowd would just, grumble in the dark.
Maybe complain to the person next to them.
Yeah, but today,
Yeah.
they launch a digital PR crisis instantly.
You saw these viral TikToks popping up while they were still in the arena. User at Dylan Marco posted a video from inside the venue showing this super restless crowd.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, and the caption noted it was 9:26 p.m. and they were still waiting.
So that is nearly 2.5 hours.
Over 2 hours. And over on X, the backlash was just brutal.
What were they saying?
Fans were calling her so unprofessional. People were openly threatening to resell their tickets while literally standing in the concourse.
Wow. So the narrative turned from a historic, record-breaking victory lap into a severe public pillorying.
In the space of 60 minutes.
And Cardi, She is known for being incredibly direct.
Mm.
She fired back fiercely online.
She definitely did.
She defended her work ethic by highlighting the final product she delivers. A 2-hour, incredibly high-energy show that she treats, quote, like a party.
Yeah.
And she made a really pointed comment about recognizing the financial sacrifice of her audience. She said, quote, I'm going to give you the total value of your coins.
And we also have to remember, she reminded the public that she was executing this grueling 35-city run mere months after giving birth to her 4th child.
Right. In November 2025.
And, I really want to challenge the fan entitlement here.
Oh, absolutely. Let's get into that.
Because the psychology of the post-pandemic concert goer has become incredibly demanding. We are talking about an elite physical performer.
It's a huge workout.
Right. Cardi B isn't just standing stationary at a microphone. She is running, dancing, projecting her voice, and executing intense choreography for 2 solid hours.
It's physically exhausting.
Exactly. Expecting a postpartum pop star to perform like a machine is like expecting a heavyweight boxer to do a 12-round title fight 3 nights a week.
That's a great analogy.
The physical toll of that kind of stage presence is elite athletics disguised in sequins.
It really is.
Why do we expect human beings recovering from major medical events to operate perfectly on, like, a spreadsheet schedule?
Well, I think the commodification of the artist strips away their humanity in the eyes of the consumer.
Oh, completely.
The audience paid for a product, and they expect that product to be dispensed at the exact minute promised on the ticket.
Right.
The margin for human error, fatigue, or just logistical hiccups is zero.
Because they spent so much money.
Exactly. The financial investment required to attend a concert these days, between inflation, dynamic ticket pricing, and travel, has completely eroded the audience's patience.
Which is what makes the shift to Georgia so incredibly fascinating.
The complete 180.
Yes. And really quick, if you are loving these behind-the-scenes breakdowns of how the entertainment industry actually operates, make sure you're subscribed.
Because we're about to get into the specific mechanics of the Atlanta meltdown.
We've got even crazier stories ahead, so definitely hit that button. Because the internet hostility in Florida absolutely set the stage for a boiling point at the final stop.
It was a powder keg.
And what makes the Atlanta situation so shocking is the stark cinematic contrast between the first night and the second night.
It was like 2 totally different tours.
Yeah.
Night 1 in Atlanta, April 17th, was a flawless hometown celebration.
Just perfection.
The production was seamless. She brought out surprise guests like T.I., Jeezy, and...
Oh, and ludicrous.
Right, who arrived on stage with a massive spectacle of over 60 Jeeps.
That was iconic.
The energy was electric. It was everything a conquering hero's return to their home city is supposed to be.
Which makes the events of night 2 feel like total whiplash.
Right, April 18th.
Yeah. Fast forward 24 hours from that triumph, hours before the show is supposed to start, Cardi goes on Instagram Live.
And she is visibly furious.
You could literally feel the heat radiating through the screen. She directly calls out the State Farm Arena employees.
By name.
Well, as a group. She claims they were being, quote, rude for no reason, that they were pointing fingers.
Wow.
And most alarmingly, she said they were, quote, touching people for no reason on her team.
So it got physical. Let's break down the underlying mechanisms of why this friction occurs, because it actually happens way more than the public realizes. Oh yeah, we talked earlier about the tour being a traveling Fortune 500 company. Well, the arena, on the other hand, is essentially a sovereign city-state.
Right, they have their own rules.
Exactly. The venue staff, the security guards, the ushers, the union stagehands, they have their own protocols, their own union rules, and their own bosses.
So they clash.
Right. For 24 to 48 hours, these 2 massive, immovable corporate cultures are forced to share a concrete hallway.
And the local security guard doesn't report to Cardi's tour manager.
No.
They report to the building manager.
That jurisdictional split is the root of the entire problem. You have a touring crew operating with exhausting military-level urgency.
Right.
Colliding with a local venue staff operating on their standard building protocols. When friction happens, it escalates quickly because neither side believes the other has authority over them.
And Cardi explicitly stated she had executed 35 shows without a single problem. But this specific venue staff was crossing the line into physical disrespect.
And she was not having it.
Not at all. She didn't just stop at an Instagram live rant either.
No.
No, she took the dispute to an X Spaces audio room, and she dropped a massive ultimatum.
What did she say?
Quote, until these motherfuckers apologize to me, I'm not doing Saint. End quote.
Oh, wow. She drew a line in the sand.
A deep line. She even threatened to cancel the entire arena gig and just perform in the parking lot for her fans instead.
That is bold.
And we have to layer in the emotional context from our sources here too, because Cardi was already walking a tightrope.
Emotionally speaking.
Yes, her ex-husband, Offset, had recently been hospitalized after a shooting.
I remember that.
And rumors were swirling heavily about a messy split with Stefon Diggs, so she was at her absolute emotional limit, and then she sees her employees being mistreated.
It was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I want to analyze this through a business lens, though, looking at how she handled that breaking point.
Okay.
You have a massive corporation, the arena, and you have a massive enterprise Cardi B's tour.
Mm-hmm.
In this moment, Cardi is operating as a fiercely protective CEO.
Wait, I really struggle with this part. You're calling her a protective CEO, but if a normal CEO of like a major tech company went on Instagram Live to scream and threaten to cancel a massive product launch because a building manager was rude to their staff,
Right.
the board of directors would fire them instantly. Isn't weaponizing 160 million followers incredibly reckless?
That's definitely a risk.
Is inciting a digital mob against hourly arena workers a fair way to handle a corporate dispute?
I mean, it is entirely unorthodox, yes.
Yeah.
But we have to look at what I call digital leverage.
Digital leverage.
Yes. Traditionally, if there's a backstage dispute, the tour manager talks to the venue manager.
Behind closed doors.
Exactly. Voices get raised in a private room, the venue manager protects their local staff, the tour manager is told to just deal with it, and the artist is expected to put on their costume, paste on a smile, and perform.
Basically, the show must go on.
Right, and the public never knows. Traditional corporate channels in live entertainment are designed to brush touring complaints under the rug to protect the venue's permanent reputation.
Because the venue holds the physical keys to the building, so they usually win the argument.
Precisely. But Cardi holds the keys to the cultural conversation. By going live, she instantly shifts the balance of power.
Oh, that makes sense.
She essentially crowdsources her HR complaint using digital leverage as a makeshift labor strike. She weaponizes Wi-Fi against a brick-and-mortar monopoly.
Wow. Weaponizing Wi-Fi. That's a
Yeah.
great way to put it.
It forces immediate accountability from a venue that would otherwise just ignore the complaints of a transient touring crew. Let's break down the actual leverage here.
Okay.
The arena might own the building, but the artist owns the economy.
That is a crucial distinction. Break down that money flow for us.
Well, when Cardi B comes to town, local hotels sell out. Ubers surge. Restaurants are packed for miles around the arena.
The whole city feels it.
Exactly. She isn't just renting a stage, she is an economic stimulus package for the city. So when she threatens to perform in the parking lot instead of inside the building, she is directly threatening the venue's cut of the parking fees, the $15 beers, the food concessions, and the merchandise splits.
All the real money.
Yes. The moment she threatens their revenue streams on a live broadcast, the power dynamic completely flips. She demanded respect for her staff, treating them exactly as she would expect to be treated, and she used her massive economic weight to enforce it.
But put yourself in the shoes of a fan in that arena, though.
Oh, I can only imagine.
The doors are open. You are inside. You've paid $300 for your seat, maybe bought a brand new outfit.
Right.
And you are watching your idol threaten to cancel a show on your phone screen while you are physically standing in the venue.
It must have been nerve-wracking.
And the 8:30 p.m. start time comes and goes. The tension inside that space must have been absolutely suffocating.
Well, the venue was facing a potential riot if a sold-out crowd was suddenly told to go home because the arena staff couldn't resolve a backstage dispute.
Yeah, people would have lost their minds.
And Cardi was facing a massive financial and reputational hit if she just walked away. It was a high-wire act with millions of dollars and thousands of emotions hanging in the balance.
Could the arena staff swallow their pride in time to save the show? I mean, finally, just before 10 p.m., the lights go down.
Thank goodness.
She takes the stage. The roar of the crowd was probably deafening. Just a mix of pure relief and adrenaline.
She ultimately refused to punish her fans for the venue's mistakes.
Right. She goes out there and delivers this massive, high-energy set list. She hits all the Marks Bodak Yellow, WAP, all the expected hits.
She really brought it.
She pushed through the emotional exhaustion and the backstage fury to give them the total value of their coins.
She fulfilled her contract with the audience. But her dispute with the venue was not over.
Not at all.
Once the dust settled, the fans went home, and the final note was played. She posted a very deliberate, cryptic message on X.
I remember this. What did it say?
It read, quote, When you hold power and authority, use it with kindness and respect. Never abuse it, because not everyone will endure your arrogance in silence.
Just absolute queen energy. I
Exactly.
marvel at that statement. She managed to take a really messy, chaotic delay and turn it into a public masterclass on boundary setting.
It was very calculated.
Not everyone will endure your arrogance in silence. That is such a powerful articulation of knowing your worth.
It really is a defining statement for modern touring. If we look at the broader music industry context, this represents a profound shift.
How so?
Well, for decades, the mentality forced upon artists, especially artists of color, and particularly female artists, was to keep quiet and perform.
The old shut up and sing mentality.
Exactly. The underlying message from promoters and venues was always that the artist was lucky to be allowed in the building. They were treated as disposable entertainment commodities. Do not make waves. Do not complain about the conditions. Just be grateful.
And if you complain, you immediately get labeled as a diva or difficult to work with.
Exactly the stigma they use to enforce compliance. But artists today generate unprecedented wealth for these cities and these corporate entities.
Right.
Cardi's statement is a stark reminder that the artist is the actual engine of that wealth. Refusing to endure arrogance and silence is a public declaration that the old power dynamics are dead.
Yeah, the touring staff are no longer second-class citizens to the building managers.
Exactly.
It is incredible to watch that evolution happen in real time. And hey, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next in the world of pop culture.
Because stories like this are changing the landscape right before our eyes.
They really are.
We have dissected the timeline, the intense emotional toll on the performer, and the underlying business reality of stadium tours. But the implications of this specific night in Atlanta extend far beyond Cardi B's 35-city run.
Yeah, it's bigger than just one tour.
It highlights a real fracture in how the live entertainment industry operates at its core.
So what does this all mean for the future of live music? Here's a final thought to leave you with, something to really chew on.
Let's hear it.
As these artists generate more localized wealth for these cities and these mega arenas than ever before, acting as literal stimulus packages, will this specific incident force a complete top-to-bottom overhaul of standard touring contracts?
That is the million-dollar question.
Moving forward, what happens when the talent demands to not just rent the building, but to hold the ultimate operational authority inside it? Are we looking at a permanent shift where the artist, not the venue, dictates the rules of engagement?
It's definitely something to think about.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.